Everybody, welcome to Lisa's Art Room. Tonight we're going to be working on our Ocean Life Journal, this one here. So we're going to be working on this one tonight. Y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. We are live on Facebook. If you do not see the little red live button at the top, we are a replay. Let me find you guys. Hey, Dawn. Okay, so I'm going to be doing another pop-up tonight. So I wanted to do one on my own from scratch so y'all can see how they're made so that you will understand the basic process, and you can use it for any theme you want, regardless of whether or not you have a kit. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We may do some other stuff. It just depends on how long that takes. I also got my coastal stencil set in, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, and then I will do something with it also on Sunday. Okay, so let's see. Got a few people on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull the camera up top, I think. I see Nancy's on here. Hey, Nancy. All right, 1 second. Oops, fingers in the way. I don't usually do that. Right, I think. Oh, the lighting's not on. I'm like, why is it so dark? Because I didn't turn on my light. That's why it's so dark. Right, there we go. All right, so we're working in this. Like I said, we're going to do a little pop-up page in it. I'm just going to make something up, and we'll talk about that. So I wanted to talk about the Essential Stencil Coastal Bundle. Tonight is the last night that you can buy this. It stops at midnight, I believe, Eastern Time. And if you want the bundle, it's the last night you can get the bundle kit that has the free gift and the extra 12% off for the bundle. So after that, you can still get them, assuming that they are in stock and all that. But tonight's the last night that you can get this kit, so I just wanted to mention that real quick. Use my code ARTROOM, you can get your 10% extra off. So you'll get the 12% for the whole bundle and then another 10% on top of that, so it's a good deal. All right, so I'll show you what they are. I actually got them today, so I can show you briefly. I'm sure you've already seen them from the other ambassadors, though. Honestly, I am the last one to get everything, as usual. So we're going to do this just real quick. But I'm only doing it honestly because it's the last day. So this is what is in the bundle. So you've got this little mini set, 6x6. And Take Time to Coast and Dance with the Waves. Cute. I like that these are a little bit smaller so we can use them in our journals if we want. So I like that there are some smaller things. This is an interesting size. I haven't seen this size yet. 8x3. It's smaller than I expected it to be. I don't know if I just didn't look at the measurements or what, but it was definitely smaller than I expected. So if you look in comparison, it's a little wide, but you can still separate it and use it. In a normal journal. Life's a beach, enjoy the waves, I love you to the beach and back, and the ocean fixes everything. So that's what's in that set. I'll never get them back in right. Okay, and then of course the transfers. So there are some smaller ones, and then of course bigger ones for other projects. Although this would fit in my journal. And there's 2 pages, so that's the second page. And I can't quite fit it all on here. So a lot of transfers with plenty of small ones. And then these are the bigger items. So we have Mightier Than the Waves of the Sea is His Love for You, Psalm 93:4, and it's got a pretty wave. It's actually really nicely done. And then saying that would make a nice sign. This is the layering stencil, which is the beach scene. It's very interesting. So shows you how to put it together. Okay, and I've seen a couple of the other ambassadors do that, so you may be familiar with that. And then there's the welcome one that has, instead of the O, they've replaced, you've got a crab, a anchor, or a starfish. And they are this size. And you can also use those by themselves for other things. And then this is the free gift if you purchase the bundle. I believe that's the only way you can get this one, and it comes as a free gift if you purchase the bundle. So that is that set, and I may use some of them tonight to decorate this pop-up. Okay, hey Deborah. All right, let's see. So I think I found a page for it. Where is it at? There it is. So I think I want to put it here. So I've already cut everything out, but I will show you briefly nonetheless, at least so you understand, because I wanted to show you this kind of from start to finish. Let me get a piece of paper. What's a good color? I'll just use a cream shade. I'll grab one of these off-white ones. I just bought some new cardstock today. I had my rewards coupon from Michael, so I went ahead and grabbed some stuff that I needed. All right, so if you're making one that's going to fit in your journal, this is what you need. I wonder if I don't think I got this out of one page. I think it was 2. Yeah, definitely 2. Maybe even 3. So you want to first figure out how big you want your card to be. That's step 1. So figure that out. I just look at my page and kind of go off of that and decide how big I want it to be, so that it can open up, which is why we had the issue with the Alice one the other day, because it wasn't made for my journal. I should just take this page out. I don't know what I might do there. I might decorate that side too, so I'm just going to put me a little note here so I know where it was. Well, the pop-up is actually on this side, so that will help me hopefully get it back in the right spot. I took out that whole section, so I didn't take out just one thing. It's whatever section's in here. Actually, I've got this other pop-up in here, which is making it too bulky. And that's huge. Gosh, I may just take out that whole section. Yeah, I'm going to take out the whole section. We'll figure it out. All right, don't need that. So I just look at my page and decide how big I want it. Okay, so if I'm going to attach it to a page or if you're going to put it in a pocket. Either way. But if you're attaching it to a page, you don't want to go, bigger than your page, which is what happened with the Alice one. It was a little too big, so we had to play with it a little bit. So this ended up being, I think, 5. Oops. I hate that ruler. I bought that ruler somewhere, but it's not a Westcott. It's some made in China brand. Not that everything isn't, but the measurements are inaccurate on it. My Westcott one, this large metal ruler, is accurate. The inches are where they should be, but for some reason, the inches on this one do not line up. Like, they start getting off in measurement the larger you go. Like when you get to 7, it's off almost a whole eighth of an inch. It's like, what? So I try not to use it for measuring any more than I have to, but I do sometimes. So anyway, I think it's 5. Yeah, it's 5. So 5 inches by 5 and I think 1/4, 5.5. So I made it taller. I could make it as tall as this page if I wanted, but I just wanted it to kind of sit in the middle and still show this background. So I did 5 by 5.5, and it's folded, so it was in reality what, 10, 11, 10. Can't add 10 and still 5.5. Okay, and you fold it in half. That's your base. This is, I wrote front on here and background scene there, so it doesn't really matter. So it's going to go here, and then you need to decide how many layers you want it to have. It can have 2 or 3 or 4. I would not go over 4. I think 3 is a good amount, but if you want to keep it nice and thin and still have a kind of a pop-up look, you could go with 2. But each layer that you have changes how far over it goes when it's closed. Does that make sense? And then you want to cut these out to where they are smaller, your opening. I wish I had dies that were graduated the right way. My dies didn't fit this particular size. I have graduated dies, but they were too big of increments, and I wanted just a little bit. So mine didn't work, but I just did it by hand. And I just took, this one is, I just wrote on here, it has a 5/8 border after it's folded. This is 1 centimeter. I always keep these 1 centimeter, it's just an easy measurement to do. So those are 1 centimeter. So that one's 5/8 border. And then this one is a 1/2 inch border. You see how it gets smaller, just a little bit. And then this one is a 3/8 inch border. Now, I would definitely not go smaller than a 3/8 inch border because you barely have room to attach things to it. But I did make this kind of small, so I didn't have a lot of room to play with. So, you know, the bigger you start, the more room you have, obviously. But I think it'll work for what I'm going to do, hopefully. That's the goal. So I'll show you how I did that. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'll show you anyway. But you want to think about when you've got these in here, they're going to be stacked, okay, and glued to this side, stacked up. So basically it's going to come 3 centimeters this way, okay? So all those little pieces are going to come this way, and it will equal 3 centimeters, okay, because there'll be 3 of them like that. And then, let me zoom in because I'm probably way too far up. I'll probably forget though, but I'll try. I'll try not to forget. And then what happens is if you lay those out, so this is going to be glued like this. It's going to be right on that little fold, and then it'll be flat, and then this will be folded over on this side because it's going to be straight up and down. So when it's opened, or closed rather, what happens is that this kind of goes down like that and it folds, okay? So the way to figure out how much room you have is, I think you can do it with the first one there, but let me double check. I don't want to tell you wrong. So if I do this, like, I almost need to just tape it on there. So 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to think out loud here. So that one would be there. I'm going to do something real quick just to kind of see. So when it's folded over, when it's folded, yeah. So when it's flat, it's basically going to be all the way over here. So you have to think about the measurements of what you have. You basically have your 1 centimeter here that is 3 over. So it's technically going to be 3 centimeters that way. So there'll be 1, 2, it's on this side, it's not on this side, but to understand it, where it's going to be glued and moving over to. So you got 1 here, and then this one is here. Okay, so this one is here, basically. And when it's folded, this part's inside, so that doesn't need it. That's how much room I have left, is that about 1 centimeter when it's folded flat. So I couldn't go any bigger than this with this size card because I would be outside the card. Okay, and if you play with this a few times, I promise you'll understand better. That's what I did. I cut it up and made a couple and played with them, and then you kind of start understanding how it works. But basically it folds flat like that, and then when it opens, everything moves like that. Okay, so it kind of does that. Do you kind of see what it's doing there? It moves over. Okay, so that's how I kind of figure out about how big I can go, and what I decided was this size will work with, you know, my frame's getting smaller. This is my largest frame. Your largest opening is your smallest area around, and it's the top. All right, so that's how I got that size. And then to cut these out, I just added whatever my size frame was, plus the 1 centimeter to know how. I just kind of went like that. But all these are the same on the outside. The only part that's different, so you can see, you know, how they're the same. And then you just cut the insides slightly different, because it has to be slightly different or you won't get a tunnel effect. So just slightly smaller. And all I did was I just took, and I'm just going to show you on one because no sense in doing it on a bunch. So I got my card size, whatever that happens to be. We'll just pick one of these. I don't remember what the measurement was, but I'll just tell you so that you can just copy it if you want and make it easier for you. So this is 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 long. The length is the same as my card base. Okay, the length is easy. It's the same as the base. So you need 3 or 4 of these, depending on how many you're making, this size. So 4 1/4. I'm just going to mark it. And then 5 1/2. We'll just measure that with my little thingy. But these are kind of interesting. They're fun to make, and you can make them any theme, you know, anything you want, whatever you happen to have. Make sure I'm on the right side. Yeah. So I just cut it out. This is 5 1/2. Okay. And then, like I said, you can do the centimeter first or last. Actually, I still need this. It doesn't really matter, but if you want, you can go ahead and do the centimeter first. So what I do is I just come over 1 centimeter from this side. That's going to give me my 2 tabs. Does this have good centimeters on it? Not really. That ruler is so worn out. I need to buy new rulers, guys. We're just going to use this one. They're on here, but it's so hard for me to get it accurate with that thing. So I just marked the centimeter, top and bottom, so that I can put my score lines, and then I figure out my frame. That's the easiest way to do it. It's just mark your tabs, because they're going to be the same no matter what, and then figure out your score lines for your how big your frame can be, your opening. I think that works best. So I'm just lining it up on my black line on here. I have a black Sharpie line. Mine happens to be on 12 centimeters. But I keep that because it just helps when I don't want to try to figure out where it hits. Because sometimes these numbers, they don't line up to the little notches. And it can make it very difficult to be accurate. Whereas if I just go with this line, I can line it up exactly on that line And then I have a more accurate 1 centimeter fold. Okay, and then I would decide how big this frame should be. If it's my last one, it would have been, what did I say, 5/8. My biggest frame was 5/8, I think. Yeah, 5/8. So I would take this. We're just going to use this one. I can't see it on camera. Here's one. Oh, let me use this one. I bought this one to cut up and turn into a cutting ruler, or a tearing ruler, but I haven't done it yet. So you're just going to come over 5/8. 5/8 is what? 1/8 bigger than a half. So 5/8. Just making a line. Make another line here. 5/8. And another one here. Okay. And then go ahead and draw that. This is how I cut them all out. I just did them by hand, and then you can just erase all your lines. I think it's probably the easy, unless you have dies that work. If you have dies that work and it gives you a perfect stagger that you want, then use your dies by all means. And then 5/8 on that side, so another line. I'm only going to do one of these just to show you. They're all the same except that you vary the measurement to get smaller. And this is probably very self-explanatory to some of y'all because you've been doing this for a while, but some people it won't be so. And then draw that line. And try to be as accurate as you can. You know, is it a huge deal? I mean, maybe not, but I try to be as accurate as I can. Okay, so there's my frame, my 5/8 inch frame, my 1 centimeter tab, and then you just cut out the middle. All right, and I just used an X-Acto. Like I said, if you have a die that works, use it. But I do not, so. Whoa, that's my big one. Way too long. All right, so a hint for cutting these out. When you do this, the first tip here, it's easy to get it in the right spot, but as you come to the other side, it's harder to see. So I usually stop just before I get to the line that I've drawn. That way I don't go over it, and I'll give you cleaner points, and I'll show you that in a second. So the first one, you can put your point right where it needs to go. That's almost always easy. The second one, just stop just a hair before. Unless you've got the other type that you can see better. These type are hard to see. I'll show you what I mean, because I have one. I just don't use it as much because I don't have the strength to work with it as easily. Oh, line's missing. It takes more hand strength than this one. Okay, so it won't pop out yet because I didn't close those off. And then all I do is I just take this in each of those spots using the point where I can see it now, because now I can see the point and exactly where it's hitting. And usually you can just push it. You don't even have to like drag it. I missed that one. Okay, and then it's going to be more accurate, and they won't go over into the other one. If anything's not clean, you can fix it. I missed a little tiny piece there. See if I can get it off there. All right, and then you can erase your lines and all that stuff. But that gives you your basic frame, okay? Do 3, 4 of those, however many you want. You know, grab an eraser, erase your lines. You're going to be covering this up with stuff probably anyway, but erase them anyway. But that is how you make the actual structure. And then that side piece that goes on the side here, I'm sure there's some mathematical formula to figure it out, but in essence, I know that I've got 3 centimeters over here, and then I have whatever distance this is. So let's see. Let's see if it works out. If I take this from the edge to the edge of where the fold is, that's what, 3, it's about 3.5. So 3.5 and then 3 centimeters. I have no clue what that is. Let's see if that works out to be about right. No, it does not. So I don't know how you get that. I do one side 3 centimeters. I don't know how to get this form. This side, I don't know. I don't know why I don't know, but I don't. For whatever reason, it escapes me. I'm sure it's some mathematical thing. But basically what's going to happen is this is going to look like this. Okay? You'll have them stacked. And I know that these are a centimeter each. So I know that this side has to be 3 centimeters. That's a given. Or maybe just a fraction under 3 centimeters just so it doesn't come over the top. But this side will definitely be 3 centimeters. And then this side will be whatever is left between here and your edge. So I usually just measure it. And if it's too big, I'll trim it later. But make it bigger than you think you need because that's safer. But just make yourself a little card to go there. Okay? So that's what this piece is. This side is definitely 3 centimeters. This on mine was 4 centimeters. So if you're using my measurements, yours should turn out to be 4 centimeters too. But I just kind of held it up there and measured it. It's just the easiest way. I don't know. There's probably some mathematical way to do it. I'm not a mathematical person. I am a visual person. So there's your base. All right, that's all the pieces that you need to make a tunnel pop-up card. That's it. All right, you cut out these pieces and you can make yourself a tunnel pop-up card in any theme that you want. So we are going to make a little ocean one because why not? So the first thing you need to think about is, what do you want your background to be? Okay. You should probably put your cover on first just because, well, you can put the background on first or the cover on first, does not matter. But these two are the most important to put on first because once you start doing this, it's going to be harder to do this. Okay, and impossible to do this. So look at your background, figure out what you're going to put there. I think for this one, I'm going to try to make like a little sea scene. So I'm going to try to make like a sea background. I wrote on here. This cardstock is actually a white core cardstock, which is not great for erasing because you start seeing the white. So I would not suggest using a white core cardstock if you have to erase. But that just happens to be what it is. Do you see the white pieces? It starts showing through. But it's great if you want to distress. So I had these little cards that were Adolphe Millot's set that I got off the public domain stuff. And there was a sea scene on here. And it's like a background ocean scene. And I thought that that would work perfect. I think my biggest frame will hide everything I don't need because I didn't print another one. I could have printed another one, but I think I can make this work. So I'm pretty sure that my frame is bigger. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the shark in mostly. I'm deciding if I want that side in with the shark's head missing. I think I want the shark in. He just looks cool. So we're gonna lose that side a little bit. So I'm just gonna make it this size to where it comes in the frame where I want it to show. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to use the whole thing. So I'm going to come over from there and I'm going to trim that little piece off. And y'all can measure whatever. I'm just going to, okay, and I'm just going to trim that down so it'll fit in there. I might do some stenciling just in case any of this shows, but I might, and I think I'm going to cut off the writing. I debated if I wanted to cut off the writing or not, but I think I do, and I'm just going to do some stenciling or something behind it, so in case any of it shows. But I'm going to go ahead and just cut off everything that isn't the picture. Oh, I guess I'm a little small now because I left that piece on there, but that's okay. I think it'll be all right. As long as it mostly works. And then I'll just do something with this background a little bit. Let's just make sure we're still good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So I'm just going to put something on there that this will blend into. That's just, I think, the best way to go. So I have, I mean, I could just ink that, but I do have some stencils that would work. I don't think any of the ones I just got will work. I mean, in reality, I could put like just waves, but I have a set that I got for Mother's Day. Here somewhere. Where'd you put them, girl? They might be in here. I think they're in my stencil pile, but they may not be. All right, let's see. Maybe they're in here. I'm just not seeing them. They're like ocean, kind of. See if I can find them. Fishes would work too. Maybe. There's probably lots of options I have, but I have one that's just got... There they are. So it's like mermaids and bubbles. And then this is just like, I don't know, it's like a net or something. I don't know. What is it called? It's called Tim Holtz layering. Don't know what else it's called. It just says mini. It's number THMST046. So, but I think I'm going to use the bubbles. That'll just give me something behind it. Like I said, I probably have 20 options in here I could probably use. But I think that'll work. So I'm just going to put some bubbles back here, and I'm just going to use ink. If I can find my colored ink. We'll just do a blue. Something. I have something maybe in this tealish color, maybe. I have patina, maybe. Maybe, what is that? Is that patina? What is that? Salvage patina. Other than that, I have speckled, oh, that's salty ocean. That's speckled egg. I've got my things in the wrong spot. All right. Where's salty ocean? That is not where it's supposed to be. There it is. That's speckled egg. One of these will look right, I think. And I could put this everywhere. I could put it on the edges, anywhere that will show. Some of this won't show. This inside will not show because I'm going to have this glued there. Like just on the edge of it because I still want room for my card. So I'm just going to come over like, oh, not even a 16th, like a 32nd, you know. And then I'm just going to, so I want design like in all this area, just in case it shows. I'm probably going to cover that up though. I don't even need that because I'm going to cover that with this. This backwards. All right, all I really need is the top and bottom. It's not going to show much here, but I will put it on this side. I'm going to put a little on this side. All right, where's my cardboard? Cardboard so I don't write all over, get ink all over my table. Guys, where does the time go? I always think I have so much time and then it just goes away. All right, so I'm just going to put a few bubbles up here, I think. Just to make sure that there's something there. Is this ink even wet? I don't know how I feel about these little minis. They dry out way too fast. That is not doing much. Can you see it? Oh, you can see it. Okay. Whew. It's like it's doing I might spray it because it's just not wet enough. Just Just giving some distilled water on there, see if I can get it a little bit wetter. I need to like set distilled water on it and let it soak for a little bit, I think. I'm sure I can get refills, but honestly don't know where. I haven't seen the refills for the colors as often. You see the refills for the browns and stuff, but I don't see a lot of the refills for those. It's probably cheaper just to buy a new one. All right, and then I'm going to do it on this side. And I'll put other stuff there. I don't know what yet. I haven't decided. But I think this is just a good background for a water scene. Let's see if I can get the ink off of this thing. And I'm going to try to just kind of move this. I'm going to try not to get that line there, so I'm not going to get right on top of that, hopefully. It's always tricky when you're dealing with a small stencil. Honestly, when I ordered these, I thought they were bigger. I thought they were the size up that I had in that pile. But they are not. They'll still work. They're just not quite as big as I thought they were. All right, so I'm trying not to get a harsh line, so I'm just going to move it down. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, because the other ones I had were, that I ordered like this, were so much bigger. Look how much bigger they are. This is my other set that I had ordered. And I guess they probably say somewhere that they're mini or something. I really don't know. But it was not the size I was expecting. And that, I hate when that happens. You know, it's like, okay, that's not this. I'm trying to see if I can kind of line that circle up a little bit. Nope. That's all right. We'll just go for it. Like I said, I'm probably going to throw some stuff in here. Maybe, I don't know. I've got a couple of things. I've got a mermaid. I've got a boat. I don't know. Something. So, are you guys going to try making a pop-up? How many of you think you want to try it? I'm curious if anyone's going to actually try it. You can't be scared. You just got to go for it. I promise. I thought it was too hard, honestly, to start with, too. And it's really not that bad. There, that's a good background, I think. This will have the pieces glued right there, so I really don't need to worry about that. All right, that's good. And should we do something extra with the front for a background, or should I just wait and see? Let's wait and see, because I don't know what I'm going to put there. All right. Salvaged patina. Okay. I try to keep these in their proper spots. Just makes life a little easier. Dawn says, her hand's raised. Nancy says she wants to try it. Good. I'm glad. I hope so. I hope you guys try it. That's the idea, is to encourage y'all to try these things. Right, I got this little edge on here. I'm just going to try to clean it up. I might ink it if it's still showing a little. Let's get a little bit of that white edge. Alright, what's that patina one? I'll just ink it just a little bit, just so in case it shows. I don't know if it will or not. It may not show any. Alright. So we'll wait on the front until I figure out what I'm going to put on there, I guess. Which I'll have to figure out soon, because that's the next step. Alright, so this is 5/8. So that's my smallest one, right? Yep. So remember the smallest opening, I have to be clear what I'm talking about. Smallest opening goes in the back. I didn't erase any of these. I should have done it to start with. I don't know if I want to put bubbles on here. I might. What else did I have? I had mermaid shells and netting. Bubbles just make the most sense, I think. One of those stencils that I got in the set has like a wave foam. This one here has, on Take Time to Coast, it's got this wave foam. I might try that for my bubbles. They're a little different than these bubbles, but it'll give me just a little difference. I don't know how much of it'll show because, you know, there's going to be critters and stuff glued on there. That's the ideal anyway. That's what I think I have in mind. You know me. Wing it and figure it out as you go. I don't need to worry about the side, just the faceplate. So I think I can make this work. All right, let's go back to that color. That color seems good. Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with these kind of teal colors. I may have to order another one of these. I might see if I can find a bigger one because I do use salvage patina a lot. All right, I'm just going to try to find a spot. I mostly just want the little bubbly looking stuff on there. Yeah, that kind of works. It's just kind of, I think, good background. It's almost like distress. I have like a distress one that's very similar. It's getting some of those lines, but I don't really care. Like I said, we're going to glue stuff all over it, so it does not matter. There. Just a little something. We'll do all of them. Might as well do them while they're here. Do that real quick. I could alternate between that other one. Which one's the top one? This one's the top one. We'll do this one the same. And I'll put the other one on that other one. So you can use a dauber or you can use these little makeup brushes for this. I do find the dauber is better if you don't have strong ink. If your ink is very wet and brand new, then the brush is a better option because the dauber can be too much. It just picks up the ink so much stronger for whatever reason. All right, there, we'll do that. And then this one I think I'm going to put, and this will just wash off with water off of your stencils, guys. Where'd that go? I lost it. Girl. If it was a snake. Okay. We're going to put bubbles on this one just to kind of mix it up a little bit. Just a little bit different. The bubbles are pretty. All right, there. So we got a couple variations for our background water scene. That in there. All right. So let's see if we can glue that background picture on first. So it's gonna go, let me get my right size again. This one, I didn't erase that. I thought I erased them, but it appears as though I did not. Let me erase them real quick. I said I may cover, this eraser is about had it. I think I'm almost out of eraser. I need to buy a new one. I don't have the refills. I don't know where they are. I thought, a whole package of refills and I can't find them. Let's see if I can find the refill for it. It's a Statler, I think. Yeah. See if I can't find the refill for it online. So I do like it. All right, this is the 5/8. So 5/8, 1/2, and then still says 1/2, and then 3/8 is my 3 sizes. I should have wrote them on the other side. That would have been more logical. Who needs logic? All right, so this is going to go, I think, about there. That'll make a pretty background, right? That looks good. I can see the shark enough. So about there. I'm just going to come over a little bit just so you can see it good. This side will be covered anyway, so if it does peek out, it doesn't matter. Glue. We'll use our glitter. You have a Facebook? Are you guys lagging? I haven't noticed it lagging, but sometimes I don't. These pictures, this particular picture here is a public domain image. If you go on, I think maybe Library of Congress is where I got these. It was either that or Pickerel, but in search Adolphe Millot, he has tons of these type of, like, I don't know, nature things. I've totally forgot what they're called. There is a name for them, but I don't know what that name was. All right, I think there. All right, so that's going to be our background. Like I said, this piece will end up here, which I could go ahead and cover too if I wanted. Maybe I'll do bubbles. I'll just do the bubbles now, but I might add more stuff. I don't know. As long as I'm not going to be gluing anything to it, because like flat paper. Because if I am, I need to do that now, because otherwise I'll never get it on there once it's on there. Anyway, before I attach it, I need to make sure that it's covered with whatever it needs to be covered with or decorated. We're going to use these bubbles. I wish it was just a tiny bit bigger. It's almost big enough. Figure out where I can hold it and it not move. I'm keeping it subtle. I'm not going, crazy dark on the colors. I know it's getting ink all over my table. It's all right. It's barely on there, so I'll just wipe it off real quick. Just to be sure that I don't have ink everywhere. Just do that real quick. Gotta move everything so I don't spray it. Okay. All right, there. Okay, you go over here. I don't know where that stencil set is. I'm gonna lose it. Is it behind me? Maybe. I think it is. Okay. All right. So, first one is to figure out the cover, because if we don't figure out the cover now, we'll have issues. Okay, so what shall I put on the cover? I had a picture of a mermaid. Where did I stick it? I stuck it in this. Maybe. No, that's not where it is. I think I found it. I have like 3 containers full of these public domain images. Some of them are from Miles. Let me see what's it called. Miles Beyond the Moon Sea Glass Journal. And some are from Graphics Fairy, Pickerel, Picture Box Blue, and Library of Commerce. That's where I get all these, like, public domain ones. A lot of these. Well, that's actually this Sea Glass Journal. But this is a public domain. This little, or Graphics Fairy? Graphics Fairy, which is still public domain. As Graphics Fairy uses public domain images that they usually will clean up and sometimes add little things to. But they do start out as public domain. So that's where a lot of that stuff came from. But this is what I'm talking about. And this is actually from the Miles Beyond the Moon Sea Glass Journal Digi set. And I did a whole bunch of cutting out. Ton of fussy cutting. Just for this project. So I have these little fish and crabs and plants. These are from, some are from the Sea Glass Journal set, and some are from that Adolphe Millot's stuff, his things. And I fussy cut them out of this. I did make it bigger. And fussy cut them out. Like this little stingray here is this guy here. And I just made it a little bit bigger and fussy cut it out on cardstock. These are some from the Sea Glass Journal, her little fishes and stuff. So you'd be surprised where you can find things to cut out and use. So that's where all this came from. If you don't mind fussy cutting, which I don't. I usually just sit and watch TV and do it, guys. Okay, so for our cover, I was thinking maybe this mermaid. So I had these two. I think the red one has better color. They're both tag shape. It just is what it is. This one was a tag shape, but it's the same, really. I just chopped it off, is the only difference. That's why it's slightly smaller, as I chopped off the tag part. I'm debating which color I like better. I kind of like the red. So I think I'm going to use that for the cover. And then what else can I put with it? I mean, we could stick with the bubbles and just do some bubbles on the side. Or possibly waves. Bubbles might be cute. Let me see what the bubbles would look like. Oh, the bubbles would be cute. I might could even mix the color with a little bit of that green. That'll be a nice background. Then it just kind of blends in. But that's cute. I like that picture. It's a cute picture. All right, do I want to put that first? I do. I think I want to put that first. So I'm just going to leave the tag shape. I thought about chopping it off, but you know, should I chop it and not have it tag shape, have it square? You just lose so much of the sky. I lose a lot of the sky if I do that. I'm just going to leave the tag shape. It's just interesting. It'll just be what it is. But I am going to kind of mark real loosely where I need to be. So I can put my bubbles. All right, let's do that. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. There they are. So I will use the Salvage Patina. But I'm also going to try to get some of a closer green. I think maybe Rustic Wilderness is probably too dark. What else do I have? Let me see what this looks like. I have a feeling it's too dark. I'm going to test it on something. Do I have a scrap of that blue somewhere? Probably not. Let me see. Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. I just want to see what it looks like. Oh, it's really dark. Yeah, it's probably too dark. Although it does kind of match. Maybe I could just go a little lighter. I'll try to go a little lighter. It does match the waves very well, actually. I'll do a little mixture of the Salvage and this green. I'll do the green first. It's Rustic Wilderness, so it's kind of strong, but we're just going to try to go for it. So I'm just going to do a little bit, and I'm just going to really lightly touch this. Yeah, okay, and I'll do the same thing over here. Just very lightly. I'm just kind of mixing it up a little, and then what I'll do is I'll go in with the salvage. That'll give me a little bit of a blend, I think. Let's see how that works. So I gotta see where I'm at. It's hard to see through once you get on there. I think about there, a little bit there. I know, I'm doing it on my table again. Oh well. Honestly, it doesn't make that much of a mess. That's good. It's got a little mixture now of the colors. I think that'll work. Trying to not obliterate all of it. Yeah, that's better. I'm doing a little bit better job. Okay, maybe right there. How's that? Nice. That's a good background. I like it. Okay. Okay. Put you there. How dirty my fingers are. Just in case I have ink everywhere. Don't think I do. Alright, now we can glue that on there. I should ink the edges of it just because it's probably got white edges. Give it a little bit of this green color. Patina. I don't think I need more on it. I think it'll be alright. I'm just doing it just to get rid of that white edge. Glue. It's going to take me the whole 2 hours, guys. These take a long time. I don't know why people say they don't. They take me forever. Maybe I'm just slow. I don't know. But at least I give you all a realistic version of how long these crafts are going to take you. I hate when you're watching a YouTube and the person has fast forwarded through half of it. And so you think, when you look at the time thing, you think, oh, that's just a 30-minute craft. But then they fast forwarded through 2 hours worth of stuff. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's not really a 30-minute craft. That's a 3-hour craft. So you know mine are accurate. I got a little pencil mark there. I'm going to try to erase. Too much white on there. Maybe I'll just pop some more bubbles over it. So I don't have a white spot there. Yeah, that's better. All right. Now I have ink on my fingers again. Thought I got a wet one. Oh, there it is. Do have a wet one. All right, so there's our outside. I think it's perfectly fine. This could just be a writing space, or we could put more stuff there. But for right now, it's just going to be what it is. And we're going to start layering. So let's get to layering. So our biggest frame, and then next, and then next. Okay. Still didn't get all these measurements off of here. Lordy. This one says 3/8. Thought I got them all off. All right, so I like to glue this side down as I go and then glue that side last because it helps me see where things are going. You don't have to do that. You can glue the whole thing after, I kind of like having this side glued for some reason. I don't know why, but it works for me. So you just want to line it up just on that side of the fold. So you don't want it to be on that fold. You want it to be just on the other side of it. So I'm just going to try and line it up. Try to get it as straight as you can. And ideally, before the glue dries completely, give it a little light fold and make sure it's where it's supposed to be. And then you can secure it down. Okay? So what will happen is it opens like this. Okay? So that'll be our background. It's pretty. It's cute. All right, I probably should keep this clean or it's going to get goopy like it did last time. Try to keep it clean. I don't want to have to keep putting the pen in there. So we need to look at our stuff and see what we've got. So I think I'm going to save the bigger ones for the top. But I'm not sure because I have less space to glue on the top. So it's kind of a catch-22. Maybe I'll put them in the back. I don't know. Let's see. What do we got? We got fishes. Little fishies, lots of fishies. We got some plants. Definitely want to get a few plants here and there. The seahorse already has plants around him because I couldn't fussy cut them any better than that. So some very odd looking fishies. No idea. I assume they're real fishies because they're from an actual like scientific thing. So they should all be actual real fishies, like, you know, types. This fussy cut was very difficult, so I'm going to ink it because I kind of did trying to find a color that will work. I think maybe this color. I did a really horrible fussy cut job, but we're going to just kind of see if I can't ink it a little bit. His crab was super cute, but he was not an easy cutout. If y'all can find die cuts of little tiny ocean things or whatever theme you're doing, that would be ideal. Ideally find die cuts. That would make your life much easier than fussy cutting. You don't have die cuts, you know? And you do what you got. All right, I'm just gonna I'm trying to look for some of the things that will work good in the background. I should have all these laid out so I can see them. Oh, I didn't get my water. Hold on, I gotta have a drink. Too much talking in air conditioned room. All right. He kind of needs fussy cut a little too, or inked a little too. But he's more green. What about that? Where did it go? Rustic Wilderness. I bet that would work. Yeah. Not the easiest thing to ink, but I'll make it work. He's a cute little seahorse, though. All right, let's see. What do you think? Whoops, don't mess him up. I'm trying to make room. I know I'm really tight. I might have to zoom back out a little bit so I can see all my things and there's too many. Oh, I had the tweezers. Where did I? That's like a nautilus. Okay, I think I'm debating on putting this guy back here because it's just so big. I don't think I'll have enough glue space otherwise. So if I put that there, oh, I'm too far down. Hold on. I can't move them. They're too little. All right, I'm gonna zoom back out just a little bit because I'm worried I'll be out of camera. All right, so I think he'll go there. That would work. As you'll be able to see him here, I think, because the next frame is this one. Let's see how big this is. Sometimes you can kind of fold them and stick them on top and see how much they're gonna. Yeah. Do I like them on that side? I like them on that side, I think. Okay, we'll put them there. That's a good spot. So probably just right here. And as long as you keep everything flat, it will fold flat, or parallel. You have to keep it parallel to your surface. And don't get into your fold, okay? So when you're applying things, just remember, you don't want to get into your crease, and you don't want to go over too much, well, any here. On your bottom layers, you can't go over any on this side. Your top layer you can, but however much you go over will show, because what happens is this moves and it'll come outside and peek if you go over too much. I've got, I think I said 1/4 of an inch I can go over. So I do have a little bit of room. I'll just try to get this a little bit better right here. And keep yourself a rag handy. That makes it a little bit easier when you want to just kind of make sure your glue's not sticky. I'm half tempted to put his little nose there. It's got just a touch on it. I think I might can stick it. It'll be less likely to get bent if you do. I'm going to stick it on there. There's a thank you. Did I miss something? Not sure. All right, cute. I like it. All right, what else can I put there? So I could always do plants. I feel like the background should build with more plants, you know? Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. There's a sand dollar. I don't know if I want that on top. It's so pretty. I might put that on top. We got this long piece. That's probably going to be good on top too, though. Yeah, that's a good front piece. This guy's huge. He's going to be a challenge. Think about where I can put him. I don't want to cover up my shark. I don't want to cover up too much. I could just stick him over here or something if he's too big. He is kind of big. I might go with some of the smaller ones. All right, we'll just see a medium-sized fish. I'm trying not to cover the shark or anything. I could probably... He's kind of facing the wrong way. They're all facing that way. What? Are literally all of my fish facing to the left? All except for this little yellow guy. All right, I'm going to put the little yellow guy there. I think just a little bit there, and then I'll figure out where else I need to glue. I'm just going to stick them right here. I'm just going to try to get that tail down. Yeah, that's cute. I need something to balance out, but I don't want... I'm trying not to cover that shark because he's cool. What do I have small? Something that would make logical sense. He's too big. Oh, here's a little one. What's this one look like? Oh, of course, he's going the other direction now. I guess I could just put a plant. What about this puffer fish? Oh, he might work. I'm going to try to do him with just his tail and see if he'll work. So just about... I could have inked him, but oh well. He's tiny. Where's that green? Yeah, that's better. I'm just going to give him a little bit of ink. All right, I think I got him on there. Awesome. Okay, next layer. That's enough for that layer. Where's my next frame? Figure out this. It's not a huge deal if I miss some of this pencil marks, but oh, you know what? I totally stenciled over it. That's why it's still there. It's fine. I'll cover it with something. All right, so we're going to do our next card up, which is our 1/2 inch frame. All right. Yeah, I'll go up there. So you just put it just above your other one. I usually just kind of line it up and push it slightly and then open it and see if it's where it's supposed to be. You want it almost flush, but I leave the tiniest gap. Not too much, because if you keep going bigger and bigger, then this side will have issues and it'll be more than 3 centimeters. So try not to go too much. Okay, so there's that piece. And we want to layer stuff on there. Isn't this cool? I love these. I think they're so much fun. All right, there's an octopus. Where can I put him? Ooh, he might work there. Maybe over here. His little bottom tendril will hang down, but that's okay. I'm just going to use it to glue with. If I could open it. On your fingernails. All right, I think about there. I'm trying not to stick out. If I stick out too much, I can trim that. And flush, almost. I might trim it just a teeny fraction there. I went over just a little bit. If I can line it up. Him. Probably should put some glue right there. Just a little bit of glue. Okay, and then what else do we got? More plants. Should definitely throw some plants in here. I don't know what this, it looks like a palm tree, but it's supposed to be some sort of seaweed. But it does look like a palm tree. So I've got that and some shells. Ooh, shells might be fun on here. I'll have to think about that. Let's see, where's a good fish? Maybe. We got that crab too. It'll cover up a lot there. He might be, I don't know. We'll think about that. Let's put a fish. I think a fish is our best option. How about this fish? I'm trying to stagger so that you get that feeling of, you know, it being deeper. And if you have something that sticks out too far and you feel like it's not going to be strong enough, you can use some acetate and attach it on there. I'll show you what I mean. So just a little piece of clear acetate. I'm sure you can't see that. I'll try to show you it. It's just a piece of clear acetate, okay? And because, like, if I put this here, only thing I can glue is that little bitty tip there. And so I've got this whole body that's hanging out there, but maybe I need it a little bit stronger. So I think if I take just a little piece of acetate, double stick tape is best for this. And I'm going to put that on there. As long as you stay on the plane, okay? You can't make it a different direction. I'm running out of time already, guys. Alright, so is that too big? No, that's fine. So we're going to put a little bit of this double stick on here. If I can get it not to stick to me. actually did not end up using this on the other one because I didn't need it, but sorry, too close there, couldn't get it. Come on, let go. All right, so we're just going to use this to attach this little fish. So I'm going to see where he falls. I think right there. So I'm going to put this underneath, and it should be more stable than just that fish. Okay, and then we can glue to that. Might trim it off just a tiny bit more because it's sticking out a little more than I wanted. Do I have any really long fish? I could put that one there. It works good for these really long things that are going to stick out so far. So we'll put that really long fish right there. Okay? I think it's a tiger shark or something. Size-wise doesn't make sense, I know, but that's okay. So you can put the glue either here or there. It doesn't really matter. But I'll probably just put it on the plastic because I can see about where I want it, I think. Can't pick anything up, guys. See where it hits. How much? There. Okay. So we're just going to put that double stick tape on there. I think this will work just fine. I'm going to stick that on there. Pull it up. And then we're going to grab our little fishy. Try to line them up. And then the acetate shows a little if you look at it, you know, in the light just so, but it can be possibly trimmed some. I'm going to trim just a fraction right here. Just a little. All right, so that's how that works. And that's much sturdier than it just kind of hanging out there. Does that make sense? Let me hold it up for y'all. See how that works. So it'll be stronger. And he'll fall flat, just like everything else. All right, so there's that. Let's see what else we can throw on this layer. How about, I'm debating what I want on the front and what I want on the inside. It's just a long plant. I think we'll stick it there somewhere. See if I can figure out how to hold it and glue it. Maybe. I'm going to work them into that octopus somehow. Okay. Got a little bit of glue on the back there. That's all right, as long as it doesn't stick anywhere. If you get too much glue on something, you can take like a powder, like an embossing powder, and just give it a little dab so it's not sticky. That's usually what I do if I'm worried about it causing issues. That's it. Blow all your little pieces everywhere. Dummy. Silly girl. All right. There. We got that little plant there. Octopus is kind of hiding behind it. All right. We need more fishies or some shells. I'm gonna save some of these shells, I think, for the other thing. All these fishies are going the same direction. Yeah, that's good. I think he's strong enough because he's a little bit fatter. So you shouldn't need the acetate unless your cardstock is just too weak. my rag at? I lost it. It was here. Wow. Y'all probably know where it is. I don't know where it is. It's gone. How can it be gone? It can't be gone. It has to be here somewhere. What? It's not there. Did I throw it on the floor? I did. I threw it on the floor. Like, where did it go? Oh my gosh, have y'all seen that post going around that talks about losing something in 2 seconds or something in your craft room? I don't know what it says now. It's so funny. And it's so accurate because I lose stuff every 2 seconds. This happens all the time. All right, what else? There's another little plant. Oh, I could put that partially in front of the fish. Yeah, let's do that. Just gonna have that kind of in front of him a little bit. All right. Anything up there? I don't want to cover him too much, but maybe something. What do we got? Anything small? That little puffer fish still. He might need some acetate though. Or I put him there. I think he'll still show if I put him there. I'll put him there. Let me see. Let's see where I need my glue. Just barely on that top edge, I think. I'll try to get as much to show as I can. Trying to be really careful, make sure there's not any sticky behind, because if there is and it's folded flat for a long time, it'll stick. So do be careful. If you think that you got any, just go back in with either some, I don't know, could even be varnish, anything that'll take the sticky away. But the powder seems to work fine. All right, there's another fishy. Let's see, is that good enough for that layer? Sure. All right, that's enough. Let's put the next layer. Last layer. Like I said, I wouldn't go more than 4 layers. That's pushing it. I think, excuse me, I had hiccups tonight. Personally, I think 3 is enough. But where's my bone tool? That's good. All right. Let's see. We're going to fold that one too while we're at it. Give it a little push. Try to keep all these nicely creased. It just makes the mechanism work better. Everything has good creases. All right, next layer, top layer. I did say I wanted to use this grass, so somehow we're going to fit that in there. And then, what else is cool? I do like this big fish. I'll have to use some acetate to get him to work, but I think I'll put him there. And then, I think the sand dollar. Oh yeah, that's pretty up there. I'll just go ahead and do that. Let me look at it again. All right. It's hard to remember where the glue goes. I'm just kind of guessing. This I might have to trim down just a little bit. It's a little bit long. I think I'll put some ink on it. Where's that green? Yeah, that helps. Just a little bit of green ink on there. Alright, that's going to go there. I don't want to glue it yet until I decide if I want anything behind it. I might put some of these plants behind it. Yeah. I might do that. So that behind it maybe. Trying to see what I have that I'm going to cover. I think he's too big. I'm going to leave him off. Is this crab too big? He's really big too. I'll just put the blue fish. So it's pretty much in the middle there. About there is good. See if I can mark that real quick. Put a little dash. So grab my acetate if I can find it. It's here somewhere. I left the tape on it so I could see it. No, I can't see it. Where'd you put it, girl? Buried it, didn't you? I totally buried it. Alright. That's one of the things y'all can usually see and I can't. Come on. I know it's here. Am I just looking right at it? I think I left the tape on it. Didn't I? I think I did. I don't know where it is. I bet you did I blow it away when I blew a while ago. Let me look on the floor. It's possible. Or it's there and I just can't see it. I might have to get another piece. I'm going to look for just a second, guys. I'm not trying to be all crazy. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. I hate when I do that, guys. I hate when I lose stuff. I do it every live. And it's the see-through things that are always so challenging. Oh, come on. It's got to be here. Is it underneath the card? Nope. It's not under the card. I don't know where it is. Okay. You didn't put it behind you? No? What? I think I found... Look at it. It's taped onto the back of a card. Lord have mercy. All right, we're going to use this on him, so yeah, go about yay thick. But this is just medium weight acetate, I guess. It came in that Alice kit. They don't tell you what it's for, but that's what it's for in reality. All right, so we're going to put him right there. So we're going to stick the acetate on first. Get some double stick tape. There's not a lot of room, but we can make it work. It doesn't matter if I come over with this double stick tape because we're going to stick the fish there anyway. So I could honestly just go ahead and cover the whole thing. Just put a little bit more. There. All right, let's trim it off. Maybe. My pointy tool works better than the tweezers for this, but I didn't grab it. Alright, so we're going to put this underneath, right? right where that is. I'm not going into this fold, so you got to make sure you don't go past that fold. Up to it is fine. Just don't go past it. So it needs to stay on that plane. Should be strong enough. Okay, and our fishy. It's a little hard to handle all the little pieces. I'm trying to I need to lay it flat. I need to lay it flat. There. Then I can stick them on there. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of glue right there where his tail's going to hit on the paper. And then the rest will be the double stick tape. The glue will stick to the double stick tape or the acetate, but it doesn't hold permanently. It'll peel off. So use double-sided tape right there. A little fish there. Make sure everything looks like it's still going to fold flat. Should be good. Awesome. It's got so many layers. So cool. All right. I feel like I need something there maybe. No, let's just work on the plants. So I want this one kind of sort of. Oh, should I put it there? Should I put it there? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. We're going to put it on the side because that way it's just going to give it more strength. I really want to deal with another acetate right now. Get over there. We're going to put that there. And I think we'll put this there just because. I'll cover up the fish a little, but that just adds a layer. Just, I think, right there. I'm not sure if that stem was in there. I think maybe a little of it. Try to put a little of the stem in there. So we don't have as much room on this top one. Now, like I said, I can come over a little bit on this one. I am trying not to because it just is easier not to deal with it, but you can come over just a fraction, only like maybe that much. Because when this lays flat, you have to think about where is it going to, okay? And it's going right there. So you have literally that much room. Okay, that's good. That's looking cute. We want our bottom piece, maybe with a shell. We need a shell. Let's see, one of these little shells. We'll put one behind and maybe one of, maybe this behind. Yeah, let's do this one behind. Put this behind on the grass and then the other one in front. Okay, and then this thing. Some sort of seaweed. Trying to make sure I'm staying inside. Got both layers there. Okay, and then one shell on the top of it. What shall we use? This one's kind of pretty. Will it show? If I can pick it up. Not the fishy. Oh, come on, shell. Yeah, let's put this one. It's too much over there. I kind of like the layered. Okay. All right. That is good. Does it need more on the top here? There's a little bare spot right there. I have this little fish. He's so big though. I have this nautilus. Maybe. What else do I have? We'll put that, I think, on front. I don't have any other smaller things. All right, we'll go with the Nautilus. I'm just going to get a little bit. Let's give it a little patina. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, Nautilus. Not sure which direction. Maybe that way. I don't know. He's swimming. Who knows what direction he's swimming? Glue behind. All right, here is our pieces. Let's get it glued to the right hand side. So like I said, the 3 centimeter side goes here. So just make sure you got a good crease on each of these. Okay. And then that should go right there. I'm just going to kind of check for fit. Okay, I'm going to come out just a little further. I think right there is where I'm going to go. So that is, it's about a 1/16 on the side of that. And I don't know if it's easier to glue the back first or the front sides first. I really do not know. I'm hanging off the edge, so I'm gonna, for whatever reason, I'm over a little further. I'm just gonna leave it until let's see. I think what ends up happening sometimes on this is that you end up, because you're not counting how thick your cardboard is, and that changes everything just slightly. But that's why I was saying this piece, I always just leave it. And then if there's a little hangover, I can trim it. Granted, that usually gets glued down, so it doesn't really matter. And then these, there's a way, logically, should be able to glue them like that, but I can't do it. I just do them one at a time, guys. I'm not going to tell you a way to do it that it says you should be able to fold it flat and just lay it on top of it. It doesn't work for me. So I'm just going to do one at a time if I get it to bend. All right, and then I just come over to it, and then once you get over to it, then you can kind of let it start folding flat. Hold it for 1 second, lift it up and make sure it looks right. Yep, looks like it's in the right spot. Okay, press. Logically, you should be able to fold all of your pieces down like that somehow and attach it. I don't know, it doesn't work that way for me. There's a way to do it, I'm sure, but this way works. So do it this way. This way works. The gluing parts can be a little confusing, but I just stick it in there, let it seat. So it just sits on top of that other piece, and then just start folding it over as you're closing it with it bent under and push down. Okay, and it kind of goes where it needs to go that way. So I think that's the easiest way to do it personally. there. All right, so seat it into there. Make sure it's straight. And then lay it down. Now watch that last piece because I've got too much glue on there. It happened on last time too. I ended up with too much glue on the top there because it hangs over less. I ended up getting glue on the base. But you can just wipe it off. And put that down there. Too much glue. Actually, I need to glue that palm tree better. I keep calling it a palm tree. It's not a palm tree. It just looks like a palm tree. Try and get this glue off. All right. I am going to glue that piece to this fishy better. It seems to be laying on him pretty much. Try not to have any more loose edges than you have to. What's our time look like? All right, we're okay. Just gonna glue this to that little fishtail. Just a teeny bit right there. All right. Okay. And you see I'm off just ever so slightly right there. I can trim it if I want to. Absolutely not 100% necessary. You do want to make sure everything's kind of laying flat. So I think it's good, guys. Let's look at it. Let me get the light over here so y'all can see it, hopefully. You see inside there? Isn't that cool? And then as it folds, see, I'll show you from the top. See the little things? See? Everything folds flat. Okay, and you open it up, and everything pops open. Isn't that cool? I think they're so much fun. Either that or I'm just easily entertained. Oh, goodness. All right, so that is that, and we can add more to it later if we want. You know, you could put a little note card there, like to write on if you wanted. You could put a writing space here. You could just put pictures, more stuff. I did say I wanted to put a couple shells out here though, so we'll do that real fast, but I think it's cute. Lots of little layers in there. Just fun to kind of look in there and see what's going on. And if, like I said, if that bugs you because it's not quite even, you can just take your blade and cut that off. Or your scissors possibly, but it's kind of thick, so I don't know if honestly, I'm probably just not going to mess with it, but you could. If it still feels sticky, like if anything's sticking where it's not supposed to be, just maybe throw some powder in there. Usually within the first couple of times of closing it, you'll figure out if there's anything that's still feeling sticky. And sometimes it's just the sound of the cardboard. But it might be that little piece right there is what I'm guessing it is, honestly. Where I had too much glue on this edge. So just throw some of this on there. As bad, but I think that's what it is. I'm pretty sure it's that. Yeah. It's not sticking too bad, but it might stick over time, so you got to be careful. Glue is the enemy. All right, so that's that, guys. Let's throw some shells on here because I had a couple I wanted to throw on here. Where are they? There's some pretty ones. This one's pretty. I should put that there just because it's too pretty not to. I got that crab too. I don't know if he would fit somewhere. Let me see. So put that there. I don't want him on her foot. Oh, he could go there. He's a little big. That's one big crab coming after him. He might be too big. I don't know. Does it have to be the right size? No, it doesn't have to be. I do have a lot of little shells though. That could be fun. I took the time to fussy cut them. I might as well use them. Want that one? What's this one? I like that one. Debating on which way. Oh, maybe like that. That there, that there. Is it too many shells, maybe? Sometimes less is more, guys. Maybe just those few. I know I definitely want this one. It's a conch shell. I do like a nice conch shell. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. And this one, I'm just going to set it next to it. Little one, I think. Maybe this direction. All right. Not sure about the crab. He might not be a good choice. All right. What do y'all think? Should I put the crab or not? I hate his fussy cutting. It's not great. If I had a... Do I have a transfer that would work there? It's a little bumpy. I don't know if that would work. It's a little... It's got that edge. I do have transfers. Let me see what I have on them. I have stickers too. I'm afraid the transfer would be too bumpy on that edge, so let me look at my stickers. Let's see if I have a good shell or something, or a crab. Where are my stickers? I think I used a lot of them. No. Have those fabric cutouts. Not really. What's in here? Lighthouses. Kind of like that. Like a little fishing net and stuff. Just shells? Somebody said just shells. Should I just leave it? Y'all tell me. I don't know. Sometimes, like I say, less is more. I've got this little fishing net and bucket thing. Should I put it there or leave just the shells? Maybe the shells are best. This is a little translucent. It might look funny with the two different colors. You're probably right. We'll just leave it, guys. We're overthinking it. We're going to put too much. All right, let me throw these back in here, and we are done. I might use these somewhere. I hope. They were hard to fussy cut out. I'll use them somewhere. Maybe not on this project, but sooner or later I'll use them. Oh my goodness, I can't pick anything up. All right. Okay. I like it. Get my glue back together. It's almost 11 o'clock. My time is up. I think we have a cute little pop-up, guys. I will be back on Sunday. We're going to do some more in the journal, but I am going to try to use my stencil set and the transfers. So we'll do something with those. Where's my my journal cover. Oh, I buried it behind me. All right, let's see. All right. So, you know, the pop-up went here, but there was another page there. Where's it at? It's not there. It's not there. Girl, did you lose it? It's not in here, right? Maybe I'm pulling this from the wrong spot. That's what I'm doing, isn't it? Where was this? That's my center. Sometimes it's very difficult to... This has to be flat. That has to be the center. I know I didn't have it right there. There's got to be something missing. What am I missing? What on earth am I missing? What's backwards? Something's wrong. Was it under? No, the fold's that way. Girl, I am very confused. Oh, there it is. I knew there was something missing. Okay. I figured it out. I told you I'd get confused. All right. Now, where'd my page go? There it is. Okay. There. I think it looks good there. Does it still look good there? I have a couple of options, so if it doesn't look good there, I could possibly move it. But I think it looks okay there. This is a little different blue. Yeah, that's still sticking on something. To figure out what that is. I think it's somewhere on this side. I can't tell what it is. Something's sticking. It's under my fishy. No, don't feel anything. Don't feel nothing there. It's got to be this edge. There was a lot of glue there, guys. So I'll probably have to really get some powder in there or some varnish or something. I don't want my glue sticking on me. Sometimes just beeswax if I can't get it to work with powder. But it's still making that sound, which makes me think it's still trying to stick on something there. But if it doesn't look good there, I also have the other side, because I don't want it on that side. It has to be on the right. I've got another plain one somewhere. I know I do. So here it is. This one. It could go here. That would be my other option. And maybe this is a better option. Maybe the seashells are too much. They might be too distracting. They do seem a little distracting. So either I would put it there or where I first had it. I'm trying to find it. Guys, it's so hard to find stuff. So here, the colors I think are definitely better here or here. I think here. What do y'all think? Well, hello, girl. Jimmy Lou is in the house. How are you? We are just finishing up this cute little pop-up. I don't know if you're still watching, but this is our cute little pop-up. It's got all kinds of yummy layers in there. Look at that. So many layers. I wish I could get the light in there better. You almost need a flashlight to see it. So much. All right, I think here. All right, so we're going to put it there. I think the colors work better on this page than the other one because the other one had a different shade of blue. I think this will be a better spot. I'm not going to glue it today. I'll glue it later, but for right now, I'm just going to clip it on here. But that is our pop-up. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I will be back, like I said, on Sunday. Sunday is technically my stencil Sunday when I do my essential stencil projects, but we are working in my journal still, so I'm just going to use my essential stencil projects in here. So, and I have a couple of ideas, so y'all come join me at 4 o'clock on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern. My Wednesdays and Fridays are always 9 p.m. Eastern, okay? So y'all take care. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. All right, talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.